Hello, COVID kids, I'm back. Okay, so you're just watching this. You don't have to write this. So let me explain what we're doing in real life. There are literally a million, okay, that's not true. There are literally an infinite number of choices for two numbers to make 6. I'm going to give you a few of them. For example, 6 plus 0, that equals 6. Yay. 5 plus 1, that equals 6. 4 plus 2, that equals 6. Negative 10 plus 16, that equals 6. You could go on forever. But these are all numbers that add up to be 6. There are also a million, billion, trillion things that make 4 by subtracting. Like, for example, 10 minus 6 gives you 4, and 9 minus 5, and 7 minus 3, and 5 minus 1, and 4 minus 0. There's a ton of them. There's infinite. What we're doing today is saying to each other, is there one pair that can work for both at the same time? Now, one way to do this is to do what I did, guess and check. When you have an infinite amount of choices, it's not our best option, but it's an option. And I do have some kids who will be like, you know what, I just kind of eyeballed it till I figured it out. Again, not always the best, it's not always the most efficient way, but it works. Because look at this, 5 plus 1 and 5 take away 1 work in both equations. 5 and 1 works here, and 5 and 1 works there. So you can just eyeball it. The other way you could do it is you could graph it, right? That's a way. Now we're going to talk about doing it mathematically. Some of you are going to like this better because there's steps. It's really nice and clean. So now here's what. Your first problem on the notes is a crap problem. That's on me. So I have a better one. I started this in first 0 period, and I'm like, oh, that problem's way too hard. So I want you to ignore this one. Get out of here. I hate you. And you can either do this on your whiteboard desk if you want, or you can kind of cross it out, and I have a much nicer one to start with. Don't know what I was thinking last night. So y equals 4x minus 8, and negative 2x plus 4 equals, plus 4y equals 10. So let's talk about what we're doing here. We're looking for a magical pair that works for both equations. The same number for x will work, and the same number for y will work. And we want to see, is there a magical pair to do that? So the first method that we're going to relearn is called substitution. It is my favorite. I like this method. Matter of fact, whenever I can use it, I use it. A lot of kids don't like this method. They're like, that method's dumb. But I never do it. I'm like, you do you. On the test, I will let you pick. I'll give you 3 problems. You do it any way you want to do it, right? Except for, like, I did it by looking at my neighbor. Don't pick that method, right? But any other method. So I like substitution, and here's what substitution says. It says if you have a letter that is all by itself, like this guy, what you can do is you can say this guy can be called Y, or he can be called by his other name, and his other name is 4x minus 8. Does that make sense? Because I could call him Y, or I could call him 4x minus 8. They're equal. They're the same. So what I'm going to say is, hey, I'm going to go down to this equation. I'm going to get rid of the dumb, stupid Y, and I'm going to call it by its new name. Does that make sense? It's like I can be here, or I can leave and put my daughter in my place. You're substituting me out, right? So here's what it would look like. 2x plus 4. Now put in his new name, and his new name is 4x minus 8. And then we just keep on going. Once you're at this point, it's just a regular old kind of stinky algebra 1 problem. It's nothing bad. It's just a little bit of a pain in the butt to do. So let's go ahead and do it together. Negative 2x plus, got parentheses, so I'm going to do a little bit of baby distribution. Nothing scary. 16x minus 32 equals 10, right? We want to clean up this side. It's way too messy. I got x's all over the place. So let's squish them together. I got negative 2x and 16x. We're not moving anything. We're just combining like terms. So it looks like I'm going to get 14x minus 32 equals 10. Are we okay so far? Everybody good? Okay, we're almost home. We're running this baby home. We're going to add 32 to both sides. So 14x, oops, forgot my x there, equals 42. And if someone wants to grab their calculator and divide both sides by 14, x equals, it goes in there nicely, doesn't it? Is it 3? Awesome. Awesome. Okay, now we're not quite done yet. I know, but it's easy. We got to figure out what y is. And you know what we do? We just come back up here and put the 3 in. Super easy. Super easy. 12 minus 8 is 4. The math is a little harder on substitution in the beginning, but the plugging in, super easy on these ones, right?
Down a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. Are we good? So, I'd like you to try number 2. Can you try number 2? I'm going to do it with you, but try number 2. Miriam, I didn't even see you had an incredible shirt on. So good, so good. Yes. Oh. That was mean. That was mean. Well, luckily, I didn't like number 1, so you're fine. I'll throw up number 2. Here's number 2. I'm going to give you a little hint on this one. When you plug in that y guy, his new name, which is 7x minus 12, be careful, you got a negative 4 to distribute. Be careful on that, right? So remember, here's y. Here's y's new name. Everywhere you see y, you're going to write his new name in there. Yeah? If you're watching this at home, do it. Oh, God, I don't like the green, to be honest. Purple I like. So, the key to substitution is you want to have a variable all by itself. If you don't have a variable that's all alone, like that y is, we are not going to choose this method. So tomorrow when we do a different method, you're going to be like, oh, because those y's were not all by themselves. That's the only time we really use substitution. So here we go. Watch what I'm going to do. If you didn't do this one yet, everywhere I see a y, I'm popping out y. I'm popping in his new name, which is 7x minus 12. Is everybody okay with that? Once you see it, it's like, oh, that's not bad. Couple things I'm going to give you a hint on. I want to make sure you remember that negative is attached to the 4. So when you go to distribute, take that negative with him, right? That's a really common mistake. So 2x plus, watch where he goes, negative 28x, negative and a negative is positive 48 equals 22. That is the new stuff. Everything after this is just regular old solving problems. We're going to put those together. We're going to get negative 26x plus 48 equals 22. By the magic of math, I'm going to move that over. I'm going to say negative 26x equals, look at that, negative 26. Divide both sides by negative 26. So x equals, dun, dun, dun. Did you get x equals 1? Did I do okay with that? Yeah. So let's plug it back in. You could plug it into either equation, but guess what? The one where the y is alone, that's so much easier. Just take that 1 and plug it in right there. 1 times 7 is 7. Take away 12, -5. -5. Super easy to plug in. That's why we like substitution. So plugging in is easy. There's one, yes?
Can you scroll down a little bit and where it says, -26x, from 2x minus -28.
2x.
Isn't it minus, not plus?
2x.
Because
You have 2.
above it's 2x minus, and then now it says plus.
So I distribute it. You know, so you can write it like this, 2x plus -28 or minus 28. It's the same thing. Put it in your calculator. Right now you could go 2 minus 28 or 2 plus -28. It's the same. Negative and minus is the same.
I just have 2x minus -28.
No, that's too many negatives. So it's either 2x minus 28 or 2x plus -28.
So you're just combining.
That's all I'm doing. Okay. This last one is the one that trips everyone up. And it's one of those problems that is so easy, it looks hard. Literally, in A period, you're like, what? What is this fancy magic? It's so easy. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with the top guy. I'm going to say y is alone, and I'm going to give y his new name. His new name is x minus 1. Watch how easy this is. Everywhere I see a y, I'm going to write his new name. So all we have to do on this one is take this guy and put him, why the green? Every time the green. So put him right here, so it's just going to be x minus 1 equals 4x plus 2. When you have two letters that are all by themselves, it's like you pop them out and just put those two guys equaling each other, right? It's so easy. It looks hard, so easy. These are the easiest ones of all, right? So I'm going to get all my x's on this side. That's how I do it. Oh, I don't know why I made that a 3. That was weird. I think I already did the math in my head. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can clean that up so it's not so scary looking. There we go. So I get -3x minus 1 equals 2. Then I'm going to move the number to the other side. -3x equals 3, or x equals -1. And you can plug it into either of those guys. Because watch what will happen. I get the same answer. I can go -1 and -1 and get -2. Or I can go -1 right there, -4 plus 2, and again, -2. They work the same. They work the same. So don't let the fact that it looks a little scary fool you. You know how else you could have done that? You could have graphed it. Could have graphed that one. That would have been easy with graphing. So this is the last one I want you to try, and then I'm going to shut up and give you your homework. We don't have a lot. I'm cutting it down. Really, you just want to learn questions. What's it? It's been like a month. I don't know, 2 weeks. Like 3 weeks. I don't think it's been really long. Yeah. At first I was maybe it's only it feels like I feel like he's missed. I'm not going to know yet because he didn't make the test the last time. That's a lot. I come down here and do that much. That's a lot. Tomorrow. It's after the, no, it's after 17. Hey, you know what I want you to do tonight? I'm going to do the answer to this one real quick. But your homework, if you want to dive in, if you already feel confident on this, it is the odd ones. Do the odd ones. So I'm going to do this real quick. If you want to see it, everywhere I see a Y, I'm going to pop in his new name. So I just put him right here. Negative 4x minus 17. Wow, that did not even look like a 17. Negative 4x minus 17 equals 5x plus 10. I am moving the 5x over. It is our second rally. I thought our first one was out of doors. It's the first rally you guys have seen indoors, right? The odd ones? Hey, I got negative 3 for x, and then I plugged back in, and I plugged into this bottom one because it looked easier. Negative 15 plus 10, I got negative 5 for y. Yeah? Am I okay? Negative 3 for x, negative 5 for y. I'll leave that up. I'm going to stop the taping real quick. Boom. Save.